Hello guys and girls, today we'll be designing a kitchen. This design was made by a design architect from UK. So I will be using SketchUp. So the first thing that you need to make a good shop drawings, you need to know which appliances will be used and also get their dimensions. So in this case, because we are using an inspiration image, we will have to guess what probably is used, but most of the time my clients always have those details and they can share to me, and then I can look up their specifications and installation manuals so that I can make the kitchen accurate. So what I'm doing here is I'm just dropping the 3D models because those are the ones that I have laying around. So all of those models are from Jane Air. Yes, it is owned by Whirlpool. So I just found those ones on 3D warehouse. So after I drop them, you need to save your file, your SketchUp file, because in this case I will be using a software called Carburetor. I've been using Carburetor since I guess 2020, 2019, 2020 there. So I've come too far from what I started with the software. It has a lot of updates. Now it is much better. So I guess every year they increase a new version. From I guess 2020 it was version 5, then 2021 I guess version 5 still, version 6 then came 2022, 2023 version 6 I guess still, and now we have version 7, which is what I am using. Sorry. So what I've done here is I've just updated those details on the carburetor so that they fit my layouts, because I'm using frameless cabinets. So I want to make sure that the appliances are in the right positions. So the first thing, from the image you can see that the range is in the middle of the kitchen, so that is what I've done there. And then I have proceeded on and creating the layout. So again, I've left a small space, you will see later on, between the corner cabinets where I can insert a filler so that the kitchens can work without any collisions, because sometimes corner cabinets are tricky. Right now I'm making the updates on the drawers. We have 3 drawers on the right wall, so that is what I'm doing here. Again, I think Jerry does very good work on explaining how to use carburetor plugin, so you can check out his work. So what I'm doing here is I'm trying to update the parameters so that you have the green light on the number of cabinets so they fit well. So those are the drawer bank cabinets. So that's what I'm doing here. Enjoy. After updating the drawer sizes until you get the green light, now you can draw the cabinets. Again, on these cabinets I will not be using a pre-built base, so I will modify that later on. Now at this point I noticed that the drawers look kind of weird. They are too small, the 2 upper drawers, so I modified again the parameters and redraw them. Now they look much more like on the image. Again, I don't need that base, so that's what I've done there. Then do the same on the right side. That 2-inch gap that I'm leaving there on the corner is to allow the drawers to be opened without any collisions. So on this side I'm using a blind corner cabinet, so I'm updating the details there. So the blind side is 26 inches, then the other side is the door. Inside the cabinet we have two adjustable shelves. So again, that is to avoid any collision when you are opening the doors, so that the cabinet drawers are not hitting the handles for the door, and also the door can be opened without hitting the drawers handles. Now here I'm applying a filler, as you can see. So there I'm using the rough lumber there, so that one will be cut appropriately on the shop. I will include those details on the cut list. Again, I do the same thing on the left side. So now I'm making the sink cabinet. Again, here I'm using collar sink, so it is 36 inches cabinet, 36-inch cabinets, because we have a 33-inch sink. So that's what I'm doing there. Again, there I made a mistake, because there is where the dishwasher should be, so I've just deleted those two cabinets so that I leave the appropriate space for the dishwasher. Now that is the space for the fridge cabinet, and then we have the two drawer bank cabinets there. So I'm going to create the sink, the upper sink cabinets, the upper refrigerator cabinets, which will be 12 inches, because our wall on this project is 96 inches. So I'm just trying to update those parameters so that I have the best fit of the cabinet there. Again, guys, if you have a project, you have your own design, for example, maybe you can get an interior designer to create something for you, and then if you like it, you can contact me via my website. Then I can send you my offer, then I will make you the files, like on this project, on this video that I'm showing. Or now you can use those files, and I'm sorry about that. You can use those files to make the cabinet. So remember, these files that I'm going to be making on this project, they are not made for the homeowners. These files are for the cabinet makers, manufacturers. So if you have your own custom cabinets, this is what to do. Just get in touch, then we can do something amazing together. So right now I'm making the upper cabinet. So they are 36 inches tall and 12 inches deep. For this is small kitchen, I thought 12 inches will be great. So again, if you are interior designer or yourself would like more different sizes of cabinet, you can get what you want. I'll just follow those guidelines. If you don't have an interior designer, also you can sketch your cabinets by hand, and then you can have a Zoom call and talk about the details of your project in length, and then I can make you a free sample before you make the payment, so that you know very sure you are sure of what you are going to get. So here I'm making the upper cabinet on the back wall. Based on the image above the range, we have a wood, so that is what I'm importing. Again, it is a Jane hair wood, so that is what I'm going to use. Again, as I've measured there, it is 8 inches, so we want it to be flat. So that cabinet will be less than 36 inches, so that it is uniform in layout. Again, this is the advantage of using custom built cabinets. You're going to make your kitchen with respect to the space that you have, and also the appliances that you are going to buy. So before you even consider getting the appliances, you know that they are going to fit on your kitchen. So again, those are the countertops. I've gone with 1.5 inch, 1.25 inch thick. Again, those ones will depend on the manufacturer. Maybe you can have a manufacturer that, or cabinet maker that install the countertops. So again, we can talk and we can make you the appropriate sized countertops. So as I said earlier, these cabinets will not have toe kick. The sides will go to the floor. So here I'm updating the cabinet sides to go all the way to the floor, and the toe kicks also to be one long toe kick instead of bunch of small ones per cabinet. So right here now, I believe we are not going to buy pre-built drawer boxes. So again, I'm making the drawer box parts again here. I'm using 1/2 inch for the drawers, and for the drawer slides, again, if you have a specific brand that you want to use, we can update the space that we leave between the drawer sides and the box sides, so the drawer sides can fit well. Now at this point, we are preparing the model for documentation. At this point, I realized that we don't have the nailer boards at the back where you can nail the cabinets to the wall, so that's what I am doing here. I'm updating those cabinets to have the nailer boards. All again, guys, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Leave a comment if you like this way of making video, because these projects usually take more time than normal content, so it can be very long to make a very long video, over 2 hours 3 hours long video, which I believe no one is going to watch. So at this point I am just going to be using this format because I believe it is more easier to explain what I'm doing without you guys getting boring. So right now we are making the manufacturing files, the cut list and the DXL files for the CNC. So that's what I'm doing here. Right now I'm updating the cut list, trying to remove any unnecessary information so that it is clean and easy to read. So that's what I'm doing here. On the rough lumber cut list, I'm trying to explain a little bit about the rough lumber that will be used on the fillers. So that's what I'm doing. So this is the overall cut list. Again, this one can be used during any small references or in case of any error. Again, I'm trying to remove any unnecessary information that don't believe is necessary, but again, different manufacturers can have different requirements. So here, if necessary, you can just ask, but to me, in most of the projects that I've done, this one surfaces. There's no need to complicate it. Again, after making all of those, you want to put them in save folder so that they are not affected by any future modification. Then import the files to the layout, then make your own shop drawings. So I prefer to make my drawings as large as possible and as minimal as possible, so that the aim here is not to overcomplicate but to simplify things and make the production a little bit faster and easier to do. So as you can see, on every page we have at least 1 or 2 views that have been used. Enjoy. This is the point where most of the time is spent. So before I make any shop drawings here, I usually first of all send my client something easier, like just images and some notes, so that they can understand any assumptions or any final decision that I've made on the design. Or we can do some small Zoom call and walk them around the model, the SketchUp model. If there's anything that needs some modification, we can do it before I dive into the shop drawings, because now after this point, doing any modification on the SketchUp file, it will not be automatically done on the layout unless it is something very small, but most of the time it affects many things. It also affects the cut list, so it is better to just nail it and finalize the details before you get into the shop drawings. Again, the shop drawings, I just make notes and I'll enlarge any positions that I believe the cabinet maker would like to know what assumptions or what design consideration I have done, so that they are going to follow, so that everything fits well. So after finishing the shop drawings, I'm exporting now the document in PDF. Now we turn our attention now to making the CNC files. So most of the modern cabinet shops have CNC files. So what I usually do is I make one file that has all the layers and many details as possible, and then I make a template out of it. So again, I'm using Aspire here. After making the template, I can now import other sheets and still apply the same template, so that it is a little bit faster to make the CNC files. So again, I usually use the Amana tools, and also I recommend other woodworkers to do so. In any ways, if the shop has different tools, I might ask their tools and I check their website and check the website of the tools to know their speeds and feeds and any other important information, so that I'm sure that the CNC G codes are up to the standard. So there I've gone with 2 passes, and I believe I'm using a 3/8 tool, so that for the profile cuts, and then for the pockets or the grooves I'm using the 1/2 inch, and then for the holes I'm using 1/8 inch 1/8 to make the holes. That's pretty standard, but sometimes if the CNC doesn't have automatic tool changer, I might export the files in different files. For example, for the profile cuts, for the holes, for the pockets. In other cases, if the tools has automatic tool changer, for example, this multicam is the last CNC that I used. The client was in Canada and they were using a multicam, so multicam has automatic tool changer, so I was just exporting them as a one unit, one file G codes. So here, as you can see, I'm now just importing the DXL files and then applying the template that I've made in the very first section of the video, and then repeat the process for all of the other sheets. This one is a little bit faster this way. I don't believe Aspire has any way of importing DXL files in batch and keep them in the same layout as the way you have made the DXL files from carburetor. So I know they have the badge exporter, badge import gadget, but that one you'll have to reorganize the files and then lose the layouts. And remember, I've already saved the layouts of the DXL files from the carburetor, so I just don't want to lose that layout, because that is the files that I will send to the shop maker and the cabinet maker, so it knows exactly how the layouts are. Again, it is not must. You can just do the Vectric Aspire and then create the job summary. Inside the job summary, the layouts of the sheets is usually indicated, so you can just avoid all that struggle of importing single sheets. But again, from experience, I've not liked the way Aspire nests the files. It is usually very bad. It doesn't consider the orientation and the grains of the files. Again, you can do so on the nesting settings, but I usually don't like it, so this is my way of doing it. Let me know in the comment if you have any suggestions on how to import those files in the same layout and keep them, and also so that you can have multiple files, you can apply multiple sheets with one template and save a lot of time without losing the layout. So that's important. Again guys, remember you can contact me via the details that are below in the description box, or you can just go to my website. If you have a order or you have a project that you want us to do together, again, if you have something that you would like to see me design, let me know in the comments below. Thank you. So right now I'm finishing with the 1/2 inch flywoods and then saving the files on the same folder. Later on I will just zip them and send them to the client. Then this will mark the end of the project. Remember, at this point the client already agrees on the design, which is the part which is most important for the most client. But for cabinet shops that I have worked with, we can still continue and talk about the tools that they want to use on their CNC and much more detail. So again, thank you guys for watching. Looking forward to future videos. Thank you.